say tonight. The town hall portion, which is what I suspect most of you are here for, is a little bit farther down the agenda, not real far, but I just wanted to let you know we'll do that, but we have a few things that we have to go in order and get done first. So, roll call please.
Mayor Barbara Yaki,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Bob Tanis,
Here.
Commissioner Tom Lowe,
Here.
Commissioner Stu Davis,
Here.
Commissioner Joe DeLuca,
Here.
Commissioner Al Ramirez, Commissioner Luke Stempien,
Here.
City Manager Craig Horton,
Here.
and our city attorney is on here. Thank you.
Thank you. I understand we have one addition to the agenda, is that correct?
Correct.
And what is that?
You all have in front of you the Spicer proposal. Ed asked us to get that on so that they can get moving with the K-PAC water main extension.
So B for unfinished business, Spicer, K-PAC water main extension proposal.
So 10B,
Yes, please.
I move to approve minutes as, the agenda as.
is there a second?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, so next we have the approval of the consent agenda items, including the payment of the bills and the approval of minutes. And so, does anyone have any questions for Greg or any other issues?
I move to approve the consent agenda items, including the payment of $1,435,024.86.
Okay, is there a second?
Support.
Okay, roll call please.
Davis,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Blount,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next is citizens from the floor. You are welcome to speak during this time if you wish. The town hall, in regard to the proposed or potential swap between this building and the senior citizen center, is going to be a couple more items down on the agenda, but this is a time when citizens can come up and tell us whatever they would like to say. Hold on.
Any reason other than that agenda?
Right. And so, what I will tell you is that if people do come up and speak, we do have a timer going for 3 minutes. So you're allowed to speak for 3 minutes. If you're not quite done with your thought, I'm certainly not gonna cut you off halfway through your thought. But, we do have a lot of folks here, and so what we're gonna attempt to do is be able to have everyone have the opportunity to speak. And so we do that after 3 minutes. Please address all of your comments to me. During the town hall and during this is not gonna be a question and answer. It's not gonna be a back and forth. We are here to listen to what you have to say. And so that's what we're here for. So if you ask a question, we're not gonna be able to answer it during any of these time frames. We're certainly gonna be taking notes. It could be that we would refer you to one of the city employees to answer that, or perhaps myself, whatever, but for tonight, we're just gonna listen to what you all have to say. So, with that being said, is there anyone who would like to come up and speak during public time? Okay, and if you would come on up to the podium, please.
Now, we can speak about the swap.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, you could, actually, but, you know, it's probably more appropriate to do it a couple different items down.
Okay.
And when you do come up, we're gonna ask you to state your name and your address, when you do come up. So, is there anyone else who wants to speak about any other items, not just about this? Okay, if you'd like to come up.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Vera. I live 220 West Fifth Street. I've been here 53 years. I've been going to the senior center for the last 12. And in looking at this building and what we have.
I don't wanna cut you off except for to say that we're gonna do the town hall about that, another couple agenda items. So right now, probably more efficient if we deal with any other issues, not the town hall, not the swap right now. So if you want to, you're gonna certainly have a chance to say whatever you want to say about the town hall. during the town hall, is that okay?
Oh, okay. I didn't understand what you meant.
Sure, sure. So, is there anything other than the town hall that anyone wants to tell us? Yes, sir, come on up.
Good evening. My name's Tim O'Brien. I live at 67 Peel Road. Lived here now for about 10 years. And I absolutely love it here. Moved here from Allen Park, absolutely love it here. One thing though, one small thing that have found rather irksome is that an air raid siren tends to go off repeatedly at all times. There is no, emergency. It's the old, when I was in school, it was duck and covers, the nuclear attack zone. Then they used it for tornado warning, okay? But this thing goes off. I had to go off at 1 o'clock in the morning one time. Woke me up, and I live, ways away from here. I went to the police department and said, what's going on? And they said, well, because there wasn't any tornado. And they said, no, they used this to signal the fire department or something. I don't know, but it's a false alarm. You shouldn't do this. If you're gonna put, an air raid warning out there, warning siren out there, it means duck and cover, it means take cover. You don't use it to talk to the fire department. They've all got cell phones, I'm sure. So, I would appreciate it if you guys would have a policy that says, we don't use this alarm unless there's an emergency. There was one time last summer, I think, that there was thunderstorms coming through here, and an alarm went off. Now, did that mean there's a tornado coming? No, apparently not. But, I would find out when I was dead, I guess. Anyway, that's my comment. Thank you.
Sir, what I am gonna tell you is that this is our city manager, Craig Horton, right over here. And so, not tonight, but if you wanted to talk to him, he'll be able to explain all about that need and the fire chief.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? All right, thank you so much for coming up.
Sure.
Is there anyone else who has any other comments not involving the swap? Okay, seeing none, then we do not have a department head. Okay. And so, moving on to the town hall. So, if people want to come up, as I said, one at a time, state your name and address, and tell us what your concerns are, what your thoughts are.
Now I can go.
And B is my neighbor, if I didn't let you go first, I think I'd be in trouble.
You start at the
You
beginning
would
again.
stick the dogs on me. Okay, what we are concerned about as the senior center and the people that go there, and I passed out, I was amazed, I collected over 100 names of people who want to keep the building as it is. We feel the swap would not benefit us. And I'll give you some of the things that we do. In the big room that we have exercise groups that meet 4 times a week. We can have up to 20 people exercising, and it's chair exercise, so you have to have room to move. The bingo people meet there, and they have up to 15 or more regular players, and they have the bingo board thing. Chair volleyball, we met this afternoon. We had 11, and we can have sometimes up to 12 to more. And so we have a volleyball net, and we sit in chairs and hit the volleyball back and forth. Beach ball, actually. The pickleball people meet in the winter, and they have a regular pickleball court, which would not fit in here. And the room is used for various luncheons. and they can have up to 20 to 50 people. And we have the kitchen that's designed as a commercial kitchen that they can use. And we also have an upright piano that they have sing-alongs every once in a while, also in that room. So then there's a couple other rooms that are used for euchre, and another for poker. And then we have a room with 2 pool tables. I don't know where you would put 2 pool tables here with everything else. There's another room that has a TV and couches for people to come in to relax and, socialize. And then we also have another room that is smaller, but it's for socialized. People come in, can chat and visit and do whatever. We also have a room full of exercise equipment that's been donated. So you have to have a room for that. We have a medical room of donated used equipment. You need a walker, if you need crutches, we got them. You can come in and borrow them. And then we also have another room it's a free room where people can bring in donated stuff and people use it constantly. We use clothes, puzzles, books, kitchen equipment, and it just keeps being used. And then we have several storage rooms, and I think that about covers everything.
Thanks.
Thank you, you did a great job, thank you.
Okay, hold on, oh, go ahead. What I meant was, if you wanna go back and have a seat, you were heading that direction. I have some things that I needed to say as well, so you can stay there if you wish, or you can have your seat, whatever you like to wish. I'd like to introduce a couple people that we have here tonight. So this is Jim Henry, who's the Lapeer County Health Department Director. And this is Andrea Pomerantz, who's the Senior Program Director. So they are both from Lapeer County, and they're the people that are responsible for the senior programs in this county. So they wanted to come over and be able to listen and view, this building, and they obviously know about the other building, to be able to help all of us. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for you coming tonight. So let me just tell you a couple things. The reason this is being discussed is that the city has completed the remodel of the exterior, which you've all seen. The next phase is the design of the interior. On several occasions, both tax-paying Imlay City residents and staff have asked, why doesn't the city have just one municipal building downtown instead of the police in one building and city hall in the other? As many of you know, the funds, it was originally $1.3 million was received between 1985 and 1986 from a trust fund, and that was to build a building for seniors and a medical facility. The city did that. All the funds were expended back by 1987. The city owns both buildings. The county pays the city, at this point, $10,000 a year to rent the top floor of Land Steel for seniors. As I understand it, there was a medical facility in the lower level because that original trust was supposed to be for senior programs as well as a medical facility. That facility was discontinued being used a number of years ago when the medical people that were there moved out. There was an attempt to bring in another different medical facility, and that didn't work, and so that lower level of Lamb Steel was vacant for a number of years. The city police moved over into that building, memory serves, probably about 10 years ago. And obviously, so the police department uses the lower level, and EMS, as you know, uses the south side. The question was asked as to, should we look at this at this point in time? Because the city has redone the entire exterior of this building, including the roof, the sewer, the parking lot, a number of other exterior things that needed to be fixed. And in the last 5 years, the city has spent about $730,000 in regard to HVAC, other maintenance and upgrades to Lamb Steel. This work that was just done, in the last year here, on this building cost about $450,000. And before, the city was then going to look at, do we now do the engineering to remodel this for City Hall? It's a question. That's all it is, it's a question. No decision has been made. We're here to listen to what everybody has to say. We want your input. And so, just to let you know what the process would be, is that in the event that this city commission decides that they wanted to move forward, for example, with getting the engineering done to swap the buildings. So that would be at a city commission hearing. Everybody would have notice of that, to be able to come in and say whatever they want to say. That would be initially, would this commission decide that they want to expend funds for engineering for both buildings. And if that were to happen, then after the engineering were to come back, then it would still be the decision of this board as to whether or not to go forward with that. So nothing's being decided tonight. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. And so what the thought would be is that does it make sense to swap the two buildings? A couple of considerations are the efficiency of consolidation of city services with the pool on one side, community center on the other is the old DPW building, the police downstairs, and city services centralized. Easier to secure one municipal building with cameras and the police in the building. Lamb Steel can better accommodate residents during elections without voters having to line up outside. Larger meeting rooms to accommodate larger residents' attendance to meetings, things like this, public hearings and town halls. The seniors would no longer be sharing a building and have better control over utilities, building usage, no shared parking lot with the pool. And the seniors can also walk right out the back door of this building to go to Lamb Steel Park for any outdoor activities. The number of square feet is approximate, just to let you know. City Hall is about 6,000. Lamb Steel is effectively about 8,500. The total is truly 9,500, but when you talk about the mechanical room and the kitchen, it's about 1,000. So it's about 85 to about 6,000. Parking spaces, I know that's gonna be a question. 55 at Lamb Steel, but during warm weather months, the pool uses about half of those. And parking spaces here at City Hall are 28. Handicap spaces, handicap bathrooms, handicap spaces, at Lamb Steel are 6, at City Hall, they're 3. Okay. Hold on. So, as I said, we really do want to hear from everyone, so we don't need to line up or whatever, everybody's gonna get the chance to be heard, so, anyone who would want to step forward and have at it, we're listening. Go ahead.
I looked at,
I'm sorry, your name,
I
sir?
am Terry Catane, so they 3859 Newark Road.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I looked at the sheets on there when you sign up every week. There are approximately 100 to 150 people that show up over there every week. They also deliver 5 meals a week during the week to people that want food. This kitchen over here is not to the standards of Michigan's law for serving food, if you understand. We need a high ceiling. This is pretty high, but playing volleyball and stuff, we usually take out lights like this out of the ceiling. To me, you know, you could probably, if you had meetings that were really large, I don't see why it's not a problem to schedule them to that building. Big crowds, use the main building. What would be the problem? You would have voting, you could put the machines up in there. Other than that, what do you really need it for? Tell us. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Mayor, may I say something?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Henry. I'm the director of the Lapeer County Health Department. In Lapeer County, senior programs is part of the health department. It's kind of unique, but there's a lot of things, and I just want to say thank you, Mayor, Commissioners, Craig, Tour. We're here to hear what you have to say. We really want that the programs are robust, the activities are what you're looking for. So I really appreciate the opportunity that you're providing and to hear everyone talk.
Thank you. One other thing, I come here twice a week, play volleyball and play euchre. I mean, and there are a lot of people not real active, and they're looking to do the same thing. We really enjoy it.
Yeah, and there's unknowns, there's several unknowns. So we took a tour, there's a lot of space back there. And just, I would proceed with an open mind, just to kind of see what this opportunity may be. It's a nice building, but really want to hear what everyone has to say.
Yes. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nancy O'Brien. I live in Imlay Township, 67 Canal Road. I participate in activities at the senior center usually 4 days a week. I'm here this evening to attempt to speak on behalf of Scott and Zola Lamb, who couldn't be here to speak for themselves. I have here a copy of Zola's will. The will says in relevant part, all of the residue and remainder of the estate to the city of Imlay City, Michigan for construction of a medical hospital and or retirement home within the city or township of Imlay. I'm not sure how we got from retirement home to senior center. I haven't seen any documentation on that. However, it's clear from the way that the will is worded that they intended for the facility to be for the benefit of the senior community. Scott and Zola donated $1 million to the city specifically for a senior facility and medical center. That's a lot of money now, but back then, that was a fortune. They could have given that money to cancer research, or children's charities, or any number of other terrific causes, but the thing they cared so much about, that they donated the remainder of their life savings to, was a facility for the benefit of seniors. I have to wonder, if Scott and Zola had imagined that the city might someday push the old people out of the facility, move them somewhere else, and convert the building into its offices, would they have made this bequest? This in turn begs the question, will any other benevolent soul who's thinking of making a similar donation to the city do so knowing that the city leaders have a history of disregarding the wishes of the donor? If Scott and Zola had wanted to donate a new city hall, they would have done so. The senior building is their memorial to themselves. They put it right in the agreement that they signed with the city, that the building would be called the Lamb Steel Memorial Building. There's a plaque on the wall in the entryway dedicating the building to their memory. There's even a portrait of Scott Lamb across from the plaque where he appears to steadfastly watch over the goings-on in his building that he donated. For the city to now convert this facility to anything other than these two kind, generous people intended would be a heartbreaking betrayal to them. It would be a slap in the face to their memory and a warning to every generous heart out there that city leaders can't be trusted to honor their wishes. Please don't do this. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I thought it would be a good follow-up because I took a picture, let's see, today should be Monday. I took one, 31 Main Street Daily Road. You're welcome. And I took a picture of the banner that flies in the hallway in the Scott Lamb building. And it was technologically savvy, I had it all over the wall. And here it is. It says, through these portals pass the most appreciative seniors of the Emmett City area. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Scott Lane. Could I bring it up and show you this great picture?
Sure.
It's me here. I shot a video too.
Oh, okay. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
And anyway, I've been going to the senior center, I drive 12.7 miles, because seniors were real concerned about what it costs we have to expend. And so we've been playing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 till 12 for sure, but many times we have played from 8 till 4:30 when they ask us to leave. And so we've done this close to 10 years, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so we really enjoy it, that's why I wore my cool hat. And I also wore a t-shirt that describes how cool seniors are. Yes, I played the Senior Olympics, and I played cool. He's a lot better than me, so. But it started out with a group of about 12, and because seniors, as they do, they go to the Happy Senior Ground after a while. And so we're down to less than that, but we had 2 pool tables running most of the time. And we walked through the pickleball area. They try to hit you with those pickleballs because they want to see if you are on blood thinner or something.
That's just mine.
Yeah. And they're a great group and a great group. So a couple of things that I've forgotten to be mentioned. There's also a library there and a bookstore. Yeah, and there is entertainment. And it used to be when we had a little better funding, a little more entertainment. It's been cut recently.
Not by us.
And so I enjoyed the entertainment on Valentine's Day, different holiday functions, and a big group. And if you were worried about parking lot, I've gone for almost 10 years. I've never, ever seen that parking lot full. With the swimming season in or otherwise. So there's plenty of parking. And so they do wonderful things like driver's license renewal, right there in the building. That was pretty awesome because I can just kind of walk up there with an old man walking, couldn't let the very old man look. Snap, and go right back to shooting pool. So language classes as well, take place at least once a week. And for people that love coffee, the seniors get it free. I'm not sure why, but somebody's good about that.
I really like coffee.
Yeah. And of course, that's free or reduced lunches as well. So I love coming to the senior center. I love the people I meet there. I enjoy their company. I make jokes about a lot of things like the defibrillator on the wall, ready to be used at any moment. Oh, and I'm done. So thank you very much for letting me talk today and talk what a great place that senior center is and use it wisely.
Anyone else?
Linda Surma, I'm at 3859 Newark Road. I just want to mention about the voting, you know, issues saying about insecure and stuff. You can hold the voting at blank steel. And that would solve that problem. And everything seems to be kind of like working fine the way it is. Why do you want to spend all this money to refurbish these buildings and stuff? I mean, put it to good use other ways. You know, maybe, you know, put it towards the money that we got cheated out of. You know, so that we can have a little bit more parties and stuff at the senior center and stuff. But that's just my take. Why spend money that doesn't need to be spent?
Thank you. Anyone else?
Well, I'm not a senior. Andy Jeffrey, 69-6 West Emily City Road. There's only one question that really stands out with anyone here probably, is whose idea was this? And what purpose is it really gonna serve?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
That's all.
Anyone else?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Commissioners, City employees, senior citizens of Imlay City community, and other guests. My name is Chris Cutler, and I've been an Imlay City resident since 1987. I live at 2070 South Elmont, right here in town. And I've been an active Lambsdale senior citizen for a few years. I am a seasonal employee of the City of Imlay City at the Alden Northern Pool, and I have served several years on the Imlay City Parks and Recreation Board. I would like to express my views on why the Lambsdale Senior Center, in conjunction with the Lapeer County Council at Eugene, should remain in its present location at 395 East 3rd Street. First, this age group of people will increase over the next several years as it includes a large part of the U.S. population known as baby boomers. Appropriate facility space should be maintained for the programs serving this segment of the community. The 395 East 3rd Street location currently has enough space to serve our community citizens. Second, as I believe the first choice of site or location would be for the senior center to move into this building known as the city offices at 150 North Main Street. In its present physical state, this building does not have enough space to allow for the various activities that you've heard that are currently offered at 395 East 3rd Street. In particular, there are some senior citizens who enjoy playing indoor pickleball, and the seasonal holiday lunches require a lot of space for tables, chairs, and program activities. Third, this location does not have adequate parking for the number of senior citizens that use and will use the many activities that are currently offered at 395 East 3rd Street. The 3rd Street parking lot, in the 3rd Street parking lot, there are 6 handicap parking spaces and 56 regular parking spaces. City office has half of that amount. One might suggest an increase in the number of handicap parking spaces, but that's going to lead to a reduction in the regular parking spaces. Due to parking options, the senior center should remain at 395 East 3rd Street. Fourth, facility renovation would cost a lot of money. An attempt to make this building suitable for the senior center would still fall short of the indoor activity space and outdoor parking spaces needed to service the senior citizens in our community. Then there's the cost of renovating the other location for city offices. In short, this change of venue for senior citizen center will cost a lot of money, and I do not want my tax dollars funding this facility change. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Earl Gas, 208 East First Street, Imlay City, Michigan. Little bit of history. Unlike most of the people here, even my fellow seniors, I lived through the activation of Lambsdale. I was on the county board when the money came available. And so I worked with city commissioners and county commissioners to try to come up with a plan that would satisfy the will. The will was, the lady left it, was put on a good presentation. The will was contested by one of the church-based colleges. I don't know which one it was. Was it? Olivet. Because the will stated that if we could not, as a community, satisfy the terms of the will, that our share would go to Olivet. They already had a chunk, but they wanted this too, so they sued us, sued the city. And we prevailed. I remember being at the federal building in Detroit when the judge said we could go ahead. And that's how we paired up the hospital to qualify as medical, and then the upper floor as a senior center to qualify for the other parts of the will. And it worked out very, very well. And something maybe a lot of you don't know, that building is sitting on some really ugly ground that was reclaimed from the old closed down Alma manufacturing. So it was a twofer for the community to get to get that cleaned up and that built down there. Over the years, the building has done well. One of the things that the city commission told us, as the ad hoc committee, putting together a proposal, was that they did not want that building to be a financial burden to the city of Imlay City at any point in time. So we negotiated the contract with the hospital, and I'm winging it, but I think the monthly between us and the hospital, and it was Lapeer County Hospital at that time, I think it was $10,000 a month. So we established with the city that money to go into the lamp steel maintenance account, figuring that at the end of the first year, there'd be $1 million in there. The building would be 10 years, I mean, not the first year, at the end of 10 years. By the time that the building started needing some repairs, it'd be $1 million in the bank, and there was. And it was a lot of money in there over the years, and it maintained the building. But some boards, some commissions decided they wanted to get their fingers in the pot. They start buying, putting money out towards the fire hall, their fire trucks, and bought some police cars. They bought a generator for this building out of that fund. How it works, I don't know. And then we got a new city manager, and he decided just to take the whole fund, put it in general fund. That's why you're seeing where you're having to pay for maintenance on that building, because the pre-planning has been forestalled.
Makes sense.
The bottom line is, once again, in support of these people, the building just isn't large enough to maintain the, and then, if someone asked about the police department.
Errol?
Hmm?
Yeah, you're 3 minutes.
I'm sorry. The police department was moved in there to try to salvage this building for the seniors, not to have it taken away by the rest of the commission.
Hi, my name's Connie Frank. I live 2684 Pensacola Court. I'm from up here. But we had a farm here for 40 years on Hunters Creek. And I went through all of this with everyone here and the pride of having this building for the seniors. The gift that was given to us. And I'm so glad that lady brought all of that up, because it's kind of forgotten and gotten lost in all of this. That this was a gift from these wonderful people, just like the Ruth Hughes Library. There's got to be something great about Imlay City that they would give, these people, so generous, would give to us. We can't let them down. Okay. Now recently, I went to the senior center in Lapeer. Horrible. I'm not kidding. Okay, we look around at this place. Okay, it's chopped. The senior center there is chopped up. The biggest room may hold 50 people. I was there for 2 classes. They could barely get enough tables in to feed the people. We there at the senior center, when we have get-togethers and all that, we got lots of tables, lots of room, entertainment. We have a nice kitchen. Just think, you guys would have to build a kitchen here. You'd have to tear out walls. You'd have to, the expense would be terrible. And I too, just like that gentleman, want to know, where did the money go? Through the years, we've been hearing all kinds of things about the accounts. The money was there for the seniors. We're not invisible, as you can see. We're in good health most of the time. I just want to have my 2 cents in here, and I think everybody else does too. Yeah.
My name's Dolores Greenwald. My address is 52367. At the risk of repeating what everybody's saying, not one of the seniors want to move. And some of the employees don't want to move either. but I'm just gonna say something my mother used to say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and leave well enough alone. I do wanna say that if we played pickleball, volleyball, these lights would all be gone. Because we tend to hit the ceiling. This ceiling is lower, so we wipe it out. Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Okay. Well, at this point then, I have 2 letters which were sent, and when we published this, we said that people could also provide written information to us if they weren't able to be here. So, this one doesn't have a name, it's just signed the pickleball players. And it says, do you realize you're taking away our indoor pickleball courts? We use the court 2 days a week with about 10 players each day. It is a way to get our exercise and stay active. There's another letter which was sent by Marianne Beers? Fires? Okay. And so, is she here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Want to make sure.
She's on vacation.
Okay. And it says, Dear Imlay City Commission, I'm against moving the Lambsteel Senior Center to Imlay City offices as suggested. Imlay City Commission agreed to the terms stated in Ms. Zola Lamb's estate and Oakland County probate court documents found number 15-88886. The terms upon acceptance of the monies received from the estate were very specific in what was to be done. If the terms were not agreed upon, the monies would not have been given, the monies would have been given elsewhere. Imlay City and the parties concerned agreed to the terms and received the monies in full agreement. There is no time limit on these terms, and they remain in effect. The Imlay City also agreed to maintain a Lambsteel building board and hold meetings. To my knowledge, there's only 2 members of the board present. At present, the city commissioner and the mayor of Imlay City, which may be a conflict of interest as there are no impartial parties. The meetings have not been held. Imlay City agreed to construct a building for the seniors to serve meals, have a place to go, and a medical facility attached. This time, I do not know what happened to the medical facility or why it is not still operating. However, the senior facility and all of its benefits to the senior population in the community have continued. I understand Imlay City wants to move all the city services to one building. However, it is in gross violation of the terms agreed upon when the funding for the Lambsteel building was accepted. The agreed upon terms of the will/trust were clear in what was to transpire where monies were accepted and paid out. So those are the 2 letters that the city received, so I wanted to make sure that those were also read in. So with that, if no one else has anything else to say.
Right here.
Oh, okay, come on.
Sure. My name's Robert, and I live at 622 Cambridge Lane. And I want to talk a little bit on behalf of my mom. She's 93, and she lived in Cape. She went to the senior center there for probably 25 years. And she's been coming to this one for 25 years. And she can't hear. So she's got to read my lips. So everybody talks to her, she don't know what anybody's talking to. So, but anyways, when I walked through here with you 2, and we walked back there, and even if you tore off, even if you tore one wall down to make them 2 offices, it's still not gonna be big enough for, maybe a sitting room. Pool tables, I don't know where you put the pool tables. I don't know where you put the exercise rooms, or the exercise, because that's a pretty big set. The TV room alone is pretty big. This room is not big enough for, even if you tore off that wall and went all the way to the next wall. I don't know how you do it, because then you just walk right into everybody's pickleball. I just don't think it's feasible. That's my personal thing. And then one day we had, we're all sitting there, and a bunch of ladies were sitting around the table, and they were just chit-chatting, and they were gonna go out to lunch, and We had Stu come in taking pictures, which is fine. Nobody complained, he was taking pictures and everything. And, he even said that they are not taking this building. They will not take this building from the seniors. And that's what he commented on. So that's what but now I'm hearing everybody else saying, well, you know, it's a swap, it's a swap. So what does it mean? Are they taking it or aren't they taking it? Is it a swap or? We're all confused on what's going on. Everybody's confused. That's my objection. I don't know because I'm confused. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Can we ask a question?
We can't answer questions. We're
You-
just listening.
You can ask.
Hello, seniors, thank you guys all for coming out. Dennis Fetch, 6700 Merriman Road. I really just want to address what happened prior to our seniors sitting down here tonight. I'm going to be looking for an apology from our city manager, when all I asked was for the city manager to please dig some chairs out of the back offices to get for our seniors to sit down. He proceeded to have a very angry attitude towards me, and tell me, you don't live here. Excuse me, but I've been here 49 years, and I'm not going nowhere. So I just want you to know that as well. But the way you few people seem to be trying to treat our citizens is wrong, and you know it, and you know who you are. And it needs to stop now. Please stop it now and leave them alone, because the rest of us are here forever. And we'll be watching. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, and with that, I will close the town hall, and we will move on to the rest of the agenda.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I would like to speak to Ms. Craft.
At Commissioner comments. We don't.
So they have to
we're
wait
not-
till the end of the night before I can speak to Ms. Craft?
Yes, Commissioner comments, please. Okay, so moving on to unfinished business, we're going to pass on the old DPW building at this point, and go on to 150 Bancroft.
Just a quick, do I need to move there?
You know, if you would, please.
Tom Bowles, we had an interested party in one of the city buildings that is up for sale, that the DEA oversees. Very interested party, just things that come through as quickly. An unfortunate event took place in the family's entire family, so they're not gonna be able to make an offer at this time, so it's just kind of out. So he said he'd probably come back, if it's available later, in about 6 months, then he would come back.
All right, thank you. Tower?
No update, we're expecting a contract, tower company. I thought I could put by this week.
Okay. Next is the item to be added, K-PAC water, this is the Spicer letter.
The water main extension. Basically what it is a proposal from Spicer to do the engineering for, to put a water line in along that road, so that, the former Johnny's place can have fire suppressors, so that they can open that. The proposal is, $30,000, which will be paid, and half will be paid by the proposing,
So, this is a contract that's entered into with Spicer, and then Johnny's Place would reimburse the city, am I right, that right?
They've already paid us, they paid us, and we'll pay Spicer.
Oh, okay.
The proposal is 30,000, just the proposal alone?
Pardon me?
The proposal alone is 30,000?
Yes. You'll see on page 2 there, Stu, towards the bottom of the page, fee schedule, the plan review, permitting assistance, easement preparation, all those things need to be done. And they're gonna do that all for,
Okay, so it's not just a proposal.
right,
Okay,
right.
that's
not
why I
just a
asked,
proposal.
that's why I asked.
Yeah, that's for the services.
Yeah, okay, that's why I asked, it's just a proposal.
With Johnny's Place, when we took the money from them for this, did we have any sort of indemnification?
Pardon me?
Did we have any indemnification, so if they come back and say, oh, well, actually it costs $40,000, now city, you gotta pay $10,000 because you agreed to this,
No.
are we indemnified so that now Johnny's Place needs to come back and pay the rest of that?
That's why the agreement with Spicer is, with the city. They pay the city pays the vendor, and that way we oversee it, because it is gonna be that extension's gonna become part of the city property at the end. So Ed's guys will oversee that.
Okay, they do know that if it does something like that, they would be owing us more.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so is there a motion?
So moved.
And so, Stu, you gotta actually say the motion
So moved, we proceed with Spicer.
for the contract.
For the contract show and love to have a lawyer, isn't that, city, but.
Support.
Okay, roll call please. Yeah, it was Stu and Tom.
Davis,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Plum,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Campion,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next, we have a new business appointment of Ethan Flick to Parks and Rec for a 2-year term ending in 2027. We had a long-term Parks and Rec person who basically decided that they did not want to continue. So Ethan Flick, who is a city resident, had asked to be appointed and filled out the application, which everyone has. He unfortunately was not going to be able to be here tonight. And so he did send me an email that I will read a portion of. And he says, as a parent, Emily City community member, an avid supporter of community spaces carved out for families, children, personal health, and play, I'm honored to be appointed to the Emily City Parks and Recreation Board. Thank you for your support and trust. I look forward to working with both the members of the board and my fellow community members toward continued improvement of our wonderful green and recreational spaces. So, would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Ethan Fleck to Parks and Recreation for a 2-year term ending in 2027.
Or.
Take it back.
Take it back, we don't care, just take it back.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, okay, motion passes. We have a special event permit for the Sweet Corn, I can say that fast. Sweet Corn Social, this actually happened last weekend. And so, it was just the timing of when the event application was put through. I will tell you that, all the city department heads had approved this prior to that actually happening. So, I guess we're asking for retroactive approval of that event.
I move to retroactively approve the Sweet Corn Social event that took place on 9/13.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. We have the parade permit application 2025-03, homecoming parade for Emily City Schools. Any questions? Okay, would anyone like to make the motion?
I move for the support of the parade permit application 2025-03, the homecoming parade.
Support.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. We have a special event permit, 2025-03, homecoming pep rally, Emily City Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm happy to know that the vice chair and some other folks are here from the Chamber of Commerce. Are there any questions? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we have a special event permit 2025-08, homecoming prep rally, we approve it.
Support.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Special event permit, 2025-09, food truck rally for the DDA. Are there any questions?
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion for the special event permit 2025-09 food truck rally at DDA.
Support.
All in favor? Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes. Next, we have our second citizens from the floor. So, if anyone would like to come up and make a statement, we'll be happy to hear from you.
So is this just like an open mic now, I can say anything I want?
You have your 3 minutes to run now.
Yeah, for 3 minutes. Yes, for 3 minutes.
Sing a song if you want.
Well, no, I just, as I sit here and think.
Okay, come on up.
No, okay, I just sit here as I think that, you made the comment that, we can't expect any answers from you, ask any questions. But yet you're telling us that you're gonna get some engineers and architects and you're going to figure out what you're gonna do with these 2 buildings and how much it's gonna cost. But already you're spending our money, and I don't like that. That's all I gotta say.
Preach it.
Anyone else? Okay, seeing none. We do not need a closed session after we. City manager report. Okay. Commissioner time. Al?
Yes. As I asked before to address the street, I was on the commission when the request was made to the city for the senior citizens building, and which was great. And secondly, it would be an insanity to think that you could move in here and give up your beautiful building. I do just want to make something clear, as the mayor had said, it's up to the city commission. But as a resident and the city commissioner, I could never vote to move our seniors out of that building in a small little area like this. I want to make that
Yes. Thank you for everybody coming out. Really appreciate all of your comments. One thing I want to address with the procedure of this, the formality of this, we have an agenda, we follow the agenda, right? These are the rules that are in place for how we have to, run our gig, right? This is what, you guys ordered us in to do, what we applied to do, so we have to follow what our guidelines say. So as far as the answering things on the spot, I'm sorry, that's what we're at. But again, I completely agree with what Commissioner Ramirez here was saying. You want to host this town hall to be able to get everybody's opinion, figure out what is it people would want. Is this an idea? Is this a good idea? Are updates necessary? Updates not necessary? Seems like people have spoken. If we want to go forward with this, I'm going to follow the people and I want to say no.
Yeah.
I went over there to the senior center. I have a bunch of pictures which I will give to you guys. There's no way in God's world will this building replace that building. You can't do what you're doing in there and you haven't. I got there at 11 o'clock one morning, and I think 8 handicap marks, or 9 handicap parking spots were full. There was about 30 cars filling up the lot. You cannot do it here. The building here is too small to even consider swapping off. And as far as I'm concerned, we can have a vote tonight, you'll probably not gonna do it, because I'm not gonna vote for it.
I'm gonna appreciate everybody coming out tonight. A lot of information came out that I didn't know. I didn't know all about it. Even though I lived in this town all my life, I didn't know it, so. But, yes, I appreciate it, and we'll go from there. So. Thank you.
Joe?
Heard a lot tonight about pickleball. I want to play pickleball. I wouldn't finish 16. But certainly I would echo the same as Commissioner Ramirez jumped in, it's the same thing. I know where I lie with this whole thing. And certainly your voice will reinforce my decision on the change of venue for the senior center.
Thank you.
I know where I sit at.
Thank you.
I seriously wish I knew each and every one of you personally. My mom graduated from Emily City High School on Bancroft Road in 1955. I've been coming up here ever since I was just carried in a bassinet. It was great to hear the stories, the histories, what you do there, everything. You just answered all my questions tonight. So I'm just glad that in every crowd you ever have, there's going to be disagreements. We know that. It's unfortunate we went through this as a nation, but I appreciate so much the way you handled yourselves, how you shared. But it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to do anything different than what we're already doing. We just need to do better with our city, how we run it, what we're doing, and I think we got a great team and a great group of people. So thanks for coming out tonight.
This was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
We have all of you here. This is the biggest crowd I think I've ever seen. And, you spent a lot of time thinking about what you wanted to tell us, really wanted to hear what you had to say. So I'm just saying, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank
So,
you. Even more.
How you doing?
I make a motion that we adjourn. Second. Hey, and I'm so sorry you couldn't get to me again for Monday in the wall.
all right, motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.